Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to today's science class. So, we are in lesson 5, that is keeping our neighborhood clean. And today we are going to understand the various steps of waste disposal. So, before we start today's class, let's have a quick recap of things which we have covered till now in this lesson. So, we have covered different types of waste, and waste is mainly categorized into three types. What are the three types? They are solid waste, liquid waste, and gaseous waste. Now solid waste is further classified into four different types, that is wet, dry, biodegradable, and non-biodegradable. Now biodegradable are those waste which decompose in the soil, whereas uh, non-biodegradable waste are those waste which do not decompose in the soil. Then liquid waste, we have wastewater coming out from houses or factories. Then gaseous waste, smoke from vehicles and industries. So these things we have already covered. So now let us begin today's class. So today we'll discuss the I understand part. So this is basically the steps involved in waste disposal. So what happens if we litter around, if what happens if we litter our surroundings with garbage? Some waste will decay and some will stink. Flies and worms will breed on the garbage. This may cause diseases to spread. So we all know, if we keep our surroundings dirty and if we spread garbage everywhere, what will happen? Some waste which are biodegradable will decay, but at the same time some will stink. So flies and worms will start breeding on the garbage, and this may lead to what? Spread of diseases. So we have to be very careful, and we should ensure that our surrounding is neat and clean. Else, we have already studied in the chapter disease that if we keep our surrounding dirty and unhygienic, what will happen? Diseases will spread because of the micro growth of microorganisms in the surrounding. Hence we should try to clean our surrounding, keep the surrounding very clean. Now dry waste like broken pieces of glasses or nails can cause injury during handling. So some waste like nails or broken pieces of glasses may also cause what? Injury during handling of those waste. So waste materials are harmful and they also make our surrounding dirty. So we know this waste, if we simply spread in our surrounding, it will make our surrounding dirty and they may also be harmful to us. So waste has to be disposed of carefully, and the process of getting rid of waste is called waste disposal. So you can underline this part in your book. Please underline this one. The process of getting rid of the waste is called waste disposal. So till here you can underline in your book. Okay, so now let us discuss this steps of waste disposal. So number one, sorting waste materials, and number two, disposing of waste in different bins. So let us discuss the first point, sorting of waste material. So we must sort waste into wet and dry, and we must also sort waste based on their ability to decay in the soil. So we already discussed about four different categories of solid waste. First two categories were wet and dry, and then we also discussed about biodegradable and non-biodegradable. So here the waste that decay in the soil are called biodegradable, and those waste which do not decay in the soil are non-biodegradable. So already we have discussed, and now based on these categories, the waste are classified or segregated into four different types, and therefore we need to keep these waste materials in different bins. So for keeping these four different waste, we need four different bins. Now point number two, disposing of waste in different bins. So why we need different bins for disposing various types of waste? So we should dispose the sorted waste materials in separate bins of different colors and labels should be used. So here, as you can see in this picture, there are different beans kept with different colors. The first one, which is somewhat purple, it is labeled with what? Paper. Then the yellow one is labeled with what? Plastic. Similarly, the red bean is labeled with metals. Then the green one is labeled with glass. Then the food materials, it is again somewhat like bluish purple, or yes. And then the blue color is for other types of waste. So the remaining uh, waste which do not come under any of these categories, they are kept in the last one, which is written others. So you yourself can make some labeling like biodegradable, non-biodegradable. Mainly we observe the dustbins which are available are of two types, biodegradable and non-biodegradable. The plastic and other things are kept in the non-biodegradable, and food waste like food items and all, they are kept in the other one, which is biodegradable. But here it has been segregated using more bins so that it becomes easier to recycle and reuse depending upon the type of materials. So here already the segregation is done very nicely, since various dustbins are used, or bins are used, waste bins are used, sorry. So this helps to segregate the waste properly and also dispose the waste properly, and then some materials can be reused and reutilized after recycling. So more bins means it becomes more easier to recycle or reuse the materials. Now let's go to the next section. Yes, so here now in some cities and villages, waste materials are collected from different places using garbage trucks. So as we see, the municipality trucks, they come and they collect the garbage in our cities. So in some cities and some villages also nowadays, it is seen that there are some vehicles that collect the garbage. So these garbage trucks, they carry these waste materials to dumping yards. So they take these materials to dumping yards where it is dumped. Some of the waste is burned in big oven like machines, and some waste is buried in the soil, while other waste materials are reused to make some useful products. So as far as possible, the reusable things are kept properly, and then they are recycled, and then they can be again uh, converted into useful products. And then there are some waste which are burnt, and then there is a certain waste that can be buried in the soil, which are biodegradable. So in places where there is no garbage disposal system, people throw the waste in open fields, so they may burn their household waste in the backyard. This makes the surroundings dirty, unhygienic, and polluted. Yes, so mainly burning waste like plastics and other such waste lead to what? Air pollution. So that may pollute our surroundings, and therefore we should not burn things without having a proper knowledge about their harmful effects. So we should rather use dustbin or waste bins where we can keep these garbages. So this is how we can safely dispose of the waste. And that's all for today's class, my dear students. So please read the book thoroughly and also underline the important uh, points or definition which I have asked you to underline. And then you can make small notes of the definitions which you have underlined. So you can even write down those definition in your copy. So that's all for today's class, my dear students. Have a good day. Thank you.